Okay. Come on. This game is impossible to be consistent at. There we go. Ha! Just barely. I think the key to this game is going to be don't panic. That was a good one. Nice. Of course I PB during a practice session. I had a 9-minute run in my full practice run for this, but that is a PB. Sweet. Sub 5 for big 20 timing. Alright, I need to do at least one more run of this. I just happened to PB. I may do Adventure Island 2 after this. That's not exactly the game I want to play next, but I have to. I have to. Nightmare on Elm Street, I'll probably play tonight as well. Nice. Okay. Oh, shit. That's, yeah, that would have missed anyways. Okay, I got it. Well, rip PB, but that's okay. I just got one. I'm surprised that made it. I thought that was gonna bounce off. Nice. I just don't know how I was losing every single face-off in the full practice run. That's what's puzzling me, is how did I lose every face-off in the... Actually, I didn't lose every single one. I won the first. I won the first. Screw you. I have it. All right. How is that a miss, bro? There we go, finally. Okay. Low 6 minutes. I would take low 6 minutes on race day, but I had a 9-minute run during a practice run. 6:03. All right, I'll do one more. I think one more and then we'll move on. I'm amazed that that missed. I even took a nap, and I'm still tired. I'm trying to control the guy I want to control. And I can't. What? I should keep going, but I don't want to, so I'm gonna start over. Okay. That works. I don't understand how the AI all of a sudden gets super smart out of nowhere. I have a feeling this game will decide the entire race. I have a feeling this will be the deciding factor in who wins this. There we go. I'm trying to control the other guy and it doesn't change. Like, I'm trying to change the guy I'm trying to play as. There we go. See, this game's easy when the game cooperates. Yeah, this is a game I hope we never get again after this Big 20. I'm glad it's in now, but man, I hope we don't get this ever again. Oh, nice. I intercepted. Well, it was good until the goalie moved. And then I just got... Okay. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, this is basically what was happening the other day. There we go. That's what should happen every time. It's just the AI can screw with you whenever it feels like it. There's no tell. I thought I was gonna get that. I wonder if you're more likely to win a face-off after they've scored. Part of me does think that, but maybe it's false hope. Well, I won that time. I won 2 in a row there, after failing. I don't know, it's probably just some weird thing in the back of my mind that doesn't actually mean anything, but it's something to think about. Yeah, I lost that one. Yeah, I don't think it actually makes a difference. But I don't know for sure. I don't understand why I cannot switch my characters when I want to switch. Like, I want to switch. They're like, nah. We're good. Okay. There we go. I don't even know how that worked. It just worked. Okay. I'll just take this and move on. I did get 1 PB tonight, which is good. I got 1, so this wasn't a total waste. But all right, 544. All right. That's better than average, at least on that last one. All right. I need to be careful of that. It's okay, but... You've got to be kidding me. Yo, Rayo, thanks for the good luck. Well, this run was pretty good until... Yeah, this level I just need to sit down and practice more, I guess. I don't know. Like, every time I practice this level, I still can't even get it right. This level just doesn't make sense, I guess. Luckily, I know how to do this boss fight without the dinosaur. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have the dinosaur for World 4. Still sub 6 on the kill there. That was close. Forgot to jump. That's okay, though. That's okay. There's a dinosaur in this level I can get. Whew, that was close. I almost missed. Okay. Not a big deal, but that still kind of sucks. I can still work with this. This is just gonna be a little bit harder, that's all. Okay. Brr. I took my time there, because this wasn't going well. Okay, well at least I have a dinosaur for 4-5. I have a dinosaur. Alright. Unfortunately I don't have a dinosaur for this, because I keep screwing up. Oh, okay, that works. We should be alright. Yeah. Alright, let's see how this goes. That was close. Alright. I don't think this will PB, because I think my PB is already passed. Okay. Still sub 12, which is better than what happened during the full practice run. $11:54. I was 10 seconds off PB. I was 10 seconds off. Okay. Okay, we're gonna figure this out. Okay. I have a different idea that's kind of silly, but let's entertain the idea briefly. If I do... Okay. I will find a consistent way to do this. Can I do that? Oh shit, hang on a minute. I think I found a way to do this. So after this, go down. Yeah, keep going. Go over that. And then just keep going. The problem is that enemy. I need to make sure I kill those. Which that's fine, because throwing axes underwater is not going to cost me time. Okay. I am not giving up on this strat. Yeah, slowing down is viable there too. See how much easier this fight is from that distance? See how much easier that is from a distance? It's the one after, I think. Yes. Okay, I didn't intend to hit them there, but... Okay. For some reason, I just stopped running. Weird. Come on. That was slow, but it's fine. This game is so hard. I can't talk much because I just have to play. There's just a lot going on here. That was close. I almost screwed that up. Nice save. There's one spider that doesn't move, so you can just run right into him. Okay. That one spider always trips me up, but we're okay. Shit. Ugh, that was close. Well, that sucks. I screwed up. Um, 3-1's gonna be slow, because I don't have a dino. I have the water dino, but that's just it. It's the water one I have, not the land one. Yeah, I was gonna say, I can't imagine this helping me that much. We'll see. I usually lose the dino on this level anyways. You've got to be shitting me, dude. I don't know if there's a better spot to grab another axe. There probably is. Oh well, it doesn't make much of a difference, I don't think. I'd rather just grab that anyways, just as a safety precaution. Nice. Get some good dodges there. Okay. That wasn't as close this time, which helps. Yo, Pikachu! Thanks for the raid. Thanks for the good luck. Much appreciated. Oh, I forgot. You're not supposed to grab that. That's okay. Take some dinner. Sounds good. Enjoy your dinner. No, second. I don't think it matters if you take the third one on this one. Yeah. Oh, shit, it does matter. I picked up the wrong egg. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play this level so that I know what's coming in case I screw up. I'm gonna play this so that I know what's coming in case I screw up again. This will be a reset, though. Can I kill them? Oh, I see, okay. Good to know. I'll just wait for it to go high up. Oh! It's another water dinosaur. Except I don't know what egg to grab. I don't know. Okay. Alright. That level's not that hard in case I accidentally go there. It would suck in terms of losing time, but if I'm forced to play that level, like if I just screw up majorly, that's okay. That level's not that hard. Thankfully. It's all good. I just grabbed the wrong egg and I didn't think it mattered. Yeah, this is my worst game in this list. This is the game that I just am bad at it. Which it's weird to say that because Battle of Olympus is in this list, and yet I do feel like I'm getting better at that game. This game, it's just scary. Okay, there we go. Good luck sucking less. Thanks, Patak, and thanks for the raid, JKL. Much appreciated. Welcome on in, everybody. Playing Adventure Island 2, because I suck at this. We played Blades of Steel. And I did get a PB in that goal. What the hell? I did get a PB in that goal, but I can still do better in that, I think. But we at least made progress. Whew. Okay, that was close. AI Pog, what's up, Apollo? I like this game, don't get me wrong, but this is my worst game in this list. This game's too hard. It's better than the first Adventure Island, though. I did the first Adventure Island for a big 20, and that sure was a video game. You've got to be shitting me, dude. Really? That's exactly right, Apollo. And this is game 8 in the list. Granted, you get to play NES Open before this, which I'll argue NES Open is not hard to beat, just in general. It's not hard to beat. And then Rainbow Islands. There's a whole bunch of different strats in that game. You can kind of just do what you're comfortable with. But this is sandwiched in between those two. And then after Rainbow Islands, you have, hang on, it's the 4th egg. After that, you have Nightmare on Elm Street. But I'm just glad it's a race ROM for that one. I could do it on 3 continues. I think I can. But, I'm just thankful it's 6. In before on race day, I use all 6 continues. fine. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe if there's ever a Big 20 Pro Edition or something, where literally all of the games are impossible, then, maybe you can consider that. And just do regular any percent. If people don't get the manip, or if they can't figure it out, then they just have to suffer. But, nah. I think the race ROM was, that was the right call. Hi, Pickle Bear. Yep, I got a couple of raids. You know, speaking of viewers, I haven't looked at my viewer count in like 3.5 years. I don't care about my viewer count anymore, which that has made all the difference. I used to have my viewer count up all the time, and one, it's inaccurate, or at least it can be, and two, oh, come on. What was I just about to say? Oh yeah, and two, I don't know, viewer count kind of, for me, if I have to look at it during stream, then I focus on just the, whatchamacallit. Oh, you did a Big 20. Yeah, I saw you were doing that, before I started stream. You forgot Codename Viper, talking about hard goals in games. Codename Viper has got to be not only the hardest game / goal in a Big 20, but also one of the worst. That game is low-key keeping me from doing another Big 20 number 9 run. Now that speedrun.com has all the Big 20s on it, I've thought about which ones do I want to go back to. Codename Viper is keeping me from doing, oh shit, hang on. It's keeping me from doing number 9 again. I'll suffer through Last Ninja. I'll do that, because at least that game has some safeties. Codename Viper has nothing. Also, JKL, did you make that tier list like public or anything? Because I want to do it. I want to do that as well. I want to rank all the Big 20s as well, because I have some thoughts. You liked it, but you don't want to relearn it ever again. That is fair enough. Got some pizza rolls in PS5. Sounds good. Thoughts. There's only 2 Big 20s I can think of that, excuse me. There's only 2 Big 20s I can think of where I actually genuinely have, like, negative thoughts. Like, genuinely negative. And then there's a couple where it's like, there's some redeeming qualities, but wasn't my favorite. And then, thankfully, a lot of Big 20s. I'm like, ooh, this list was good. Alright, I need to pay attention here. This level has been completely screwing me lately. Okay, go over that, kill him. Okay, slow down. Kill them. I didn't have a hand in making most of those lists. Oh wait, you're talking to Apollo. Well, yeah. Oh shit. Hang on, don't, as long as he doesn't attack me, hang on. Break me out! Yes, okay. If I did not have the dino, I'd be dead. Easy. Yeah, I was asking JKL about the template. Could do a screen grab of JKL's. Yeah, the template, yeah. Yeah, no, JKL was right. It was the template, not the list itself. Although I am curious what his final list was. I need to go see that. I might just look at your list and let you know if I agree or not. It's third. Alex Kidd in Shinobi World. I've never played that, so I don't have an opinion on that. Yeah, so like, going back to 9's Big 20, on one hand, I have a free 15 minutes, not really 15, but I have a free 14 to 13 minute. I don't understand why I suck so much. No worries, Pickle. Thanks for the good luck. I did finish one run of this goal tonight, but I was 10 seconds off PB. And my PB already sucks. You were surprised over your rankings? Dude, I have so many, not even just NES, I have so many speedrun fail clips of me just failing all kinds of games and crashing all kinds of games. You literally could make an entire show of just my stuff. I discovered speedrunning. It'll be 10 years in November when I discovered speedrunning. And then I first started doing speedruns in March of 2015, but I did them offline. I started streaming in July of 2015. So yeah. Nearly 10 years of fails and stupidity. And overall, just me being an idiot. Well, you know, it's funny because like I was looking at past Big 20s of like which ones would I want to go back and actually complete a full run for. A couple of the early Big 20s were bad. Like, a couple of the early Big 20s were bad. I think I joined Big 20 at the right time. I missed 6, unfortunately. That's when I discovered what Big 20 was. That's when I discovered what Big 20 was during number 6. It was like 2 weeks before that. And then 7 I wanted to do, but 1, 7's list was too hard. And then 2, I was in school at the time, and I just didn't have time, so I was like, I gotta drop, unfortunately. 5 got your lowest rank. Yeah, 5 had Ghosts and Goblins, right? Because the NES version of Ghosts and Goblins is barely a game. And I'll die on that hill. Number 1 was rated low. Yeah, I logically I get that, but I would... 1 is not the best, but I would put 1 pretty high, just because of what it is. Alright, it's the third egg on this one. Hard lists. Yeah. I don't mind a hard list if it's fun. If you have a hard list just to be hard, that's not fun. Based on a unified standard. I would just rank them based on if the games were good or not. Or if the goals were good, or if the game had been in too many times, or whatever. Like, 5 would be ranked pretty low for me, because Metroid was in a third time. And it was only the 5th list, and we were already repeating stuff for a third time. And it was Metroid of all games. Why does Metroid get special treatment? Metroid is not even that good of a game. Go play Super Metroid, go play Metroid Dread, go play Metroid Prime. I'm sure Metroid 2 Game Boy's probably good, go play that. Batman has been in too many times. Yes, I agree. I agree. I like Batman. It's funny because Batman, my opinion of that game has actually improved over time. But I will agree that, yeah, it's been in too many times. And it's just like, if you guys are probably wondering, it's like, why am I in this Big 20 list if it's a People's Choice? Because this People's Choice is what 17's list should have been. I don't know if I want to say it's what 15's list should have been, because 15 is kind of a weird case. There was a 1.5 year gap between 14 and 15, and we needed to get interest back into 15. So. Yes, Batarang, all the things. Bad Breaks tutorial actually is how I learned Batman for the first time. That was Big 20 number 10. I hadn't learned Batman before, so that was my guide for that one. To think that 13 was going to be the last Big 20. And I'll admit, there were times where I kind of wished it was. But then 19's list happened. And now I'm back on the Big 20 train. That's the only one you've done. 13 is a good list to do. 6 weeks of practice for one of the easiest lists. I don't know if I would say this is one of the easiest lists. It's possible. Like, I think that there's an argument you could make. But you gotta understand, 14's list, I think, is probably the easiest one that's ever been a thing. Oh shit, it's this one. Hang on. Is it? No, I'm wrong. Never mind. I can't think right now. Hang on. There it is. Okay. I thought I had just done that section. It looks the same. I don't know. I think 14's list was pretty easy, generally. Indiana Jones, I know, was in that list, and so was, like, Demon Sword. Street Fighter is hard, but it's not punishing. You know what's funny about Kickmaster? I want you guys to understand something. Apparently, Orchestra's Ring is completely fine to be in a Big 20. Even though that game is literally just an RNG fest. Kickmaster RNG? Can't do that. Nope. Yeah, well, that's why 16 is, like, either the worst or the second worst list. 16 was so bad. That list genuinely, even today, that list makes me mad. So does 17. And then 18, there's only bits of, things that are bad, but the rest of 18, like 18 starts off really well, really fun, and then the second half of the list, I'm just like, what are we doing? All right, this level. This is probably my worst level in this entire goal. Okay, we're not even at the hard stuff yet, and I'm already screwing up. Yeah, there's reasons I didn't do 16 through 18. 18, we were close. We were this close to greatness. You've got to be shitting me, dude. Come on. I don't even know how I got hit there. You know, I wanted to play other games tonight besides this. Come on. Oh, I didn't bring an axe. Oops. Okay, alright. Whatever, dude. I'm just gonna dodge everything. Is this actually gonna work? I'm gonna cry if it does. Oh my god. I'm not actually gonna cry, but 16? Jeez, I might get shit for this, but, Overswarm knew more than half of 16's list, and it's no surprise he won. And he helped make the list. Was there a backup axe here? Was there a backup here? That's why 18's list was actually, like, better. Generally speaking, it was better. I don't have an axe, so I can't... I have an axe, but... I can't do anything with it. Whatever, dude. Oh, there's one. Okay, hang on. Lawnmower is S tier. I agree. Or you said S plus. I would say S. I don't know if S plus, maybe not. But... No, I like lawnmower. Okay. I don't have a dino here because 4-3 sucks. Man, I really wanted to just get a good time in this goal, but I can't see that happening, at least tonight. Man, I wanted a homebrew edition of Big 20, but that will never happen. It's like, oh, we get a Famicom one, but not a homebrew one? Yay. It's like, that would have been the perfect time to slot in the homebrews and the unlicensed games and all that, and give those a chance to shine. Nah. That jump shouldn't be makeable, but I'm glad it is. Alright, I'm just gonna finish this and move on. This game is not cooperating with me tonight. It never does. But... Yeah, one's list doesn't bother me because that was the first one. Yeah, to be fair, in all fairness, a lot of people wanted Lawnmower in, so it's not a surprise it made it. Lawnmower is overrated. Famicom Big 20. We had one before, and then we had a 50-50, and the 50-50 list was not good. Alright, I gotta move on. I gotta move on. I don't want to move on, but I have to. Yes, I'm fine with that. 15, there was... Well, actually, no. 15 had Kid Icarus. I don't like Kid Icarus. Yeah, that's fair. I'm sure people's heads would explode after the backlash to 19. Less than 20 people showed up on race day. Yes, Big 20 number 11 had the worst turnout of any Big 20. And for good reason, because 11's list was not good. Let me... No, I'm sorry. This is not a good list. This list is not good. And then, so many of these were beat the game when they did not need to be. This could have been partial game, so could have this. This is debatable. I don't think so, but some people would say this should have been cut down. This should have been cut down. This shouldn't have been in the list. That should have been cut down probably another stage, in my opinion. This was pointless to do everything except the last stage, when the last stage is like 2 minutes. That's pointless. This game should have had a shorter goal. This game sucks. This game shouldn't have been in. Yeah. Oh, Total Recall is ass. cut down, or full game war games. Fair enough. Either do the whole thing or cut it down more. Yeah, it's fair enough. Total Recall. Apollo likes Total Recall. Here's the other problem with Total Recall. This game was just in a Nescathlon 2 months before this Big 20. And that Nescathlon slapped. So, it's easy to like it when you never played it. There you go, yeah. Yes, Roller Game's final boss is impossible. There are ways to fight him, but it's hard, yeah. Yeah, Total Recall was in 2019's Nescathlon, and then 2 months later, Total Recall's in a Big 20. It's like, this game's not even good. This game is ass. This list was just a Zelda 2 race, but with 9 other short games. This list sucked. There's a couple games in here I like. Like, Punch-Out is a great closer. Chippendale is Chippendale. Like, that's fine. But, yeah, let's just pretend that. I did this one, yeah. If a 6-year-old Swedish kid can beat him, speedrunner should have no issue. Like, oh, sorry, not that one. Actually, this list has some good games, but then there's this, but you had to play on level 3. Then there's this. I don't like Karnov that much. This game I don't like. This game sucks. I know I'm pissing off pretty much everybody, but Trojan is a weird game. I don't like that one. Castlevania, for me, I like Castlevania 3 more. There's some unwritten, or maybe there was that, there had to be at least one troll game. Yeah, no, I think I'm kind of with you on that, Vesper. Karnov as a game, like, conceptually I like, but the game itself I don't really care for. TMNT 1 is also bad. Play TMNT 2 or 3, or play Tournament Fighters. Like, that game is easy, but, like, that's fine, at least. This list is close to being a list that I would have participated in. The first 10, I don't really have any complaints. I have no complaints on the first half. This, I go back and forth on. I'm not sure about this one. This game is bad, but it's doable. This goal was a huge misfire. The goal was just a joke. This should have been in 19's list. This should have been in this list. Because then you bring back Battle Kid for a second shot. That, man, one Big 20 away from being greatness. This should have been... this should have been in 19. That's fine. I took the L on this one. I said, why not do Chapter 1? But then Lack Attack informed me that Chapter 1 is 27 minutes, for the record. And I'm like, okay. This I've also warmed up to a little bit more. I don't think this game is very good, but I'm less critical on why this game was in. I'm less critical. So yeah. Yeah, you need pointless games in every single Big 20. You need to have at least one pointless game. You guys want to know a pointless game? How about this? How about this one? The music is amazing, but this was a pointless game. Like this, I don't understand. God, this list. There are good games in 16's list. There are. Like, Gyromite I like. Streamers is one of the best homebrews. Zexus is okay. Loops is actually surprisingly very fun. Jackie Chan is fine. This was too early in the list. This should have been game 9. Switch Space Gulls and Jackie Chan, and the first half already gets better. Except Joust is terrible. I'm glad the goal for this changed to allow 20 waves in total. That at least helped, but Joust sucks, dude. I'd rather play Balloon Fight. God. So I like Orchestra's Ring as a game, but I think my biggest issue was everybody complained about 14 and 13 and to an extent 12's lists having too much RNG. All of a sudden, Orchestra's Ring gets in, Joust gets in, and all Loops gets in, Wario's Woods gets in, and all of a sudden everybody's okay with the RNG. That doesn't make any sense. Like, make it make sense. I can't believe this got in before Micro Machines. Micro Machines is such a good game, and it's the best unlicensed game on the NES. This should not have been in. This should not have been in. This is why I didn't do 16. The pacing of Jackie Chan. Yeah, that's fair. You downranked it due to that goal change. Yeah. Friday the 13th should have been game 1 in blind. Oh, God. Could you imagine instead of Battle Kid for 9's list, it's Friday the 13th? Ugh. Nobody would have finished that race. Yeah, this list... 16 and 17 is just, yeah. Again, I know I'm pissing off a lot of people just by me talking about all this, but I don't understand. 17's list shouldn't have happened. This list, honestly, if I got the votes back and this was the list, I'd toss it out and just be like, no, we're not doing this again. I would keep a handful of these. I would, let's see, keep, but change the goal. Low key, I would keep this. And then everything else I would drop. Yes, I would drop my favorite game on the NES, Mario 3. The one that got me into video games. I would drop Mario 3 from it. Get rid of My Happiness to make a higher quality list. Do it. Go ahead. Alright. I'm going to practice boss skips, and then we're going to try runs of this. Now, I do want to say this. I know I kind of... It seems like all I do is talk shit. And sometimes I can't help myself. But... Is this... Let's go to the one after. I don't need to practice this fight. But, it's just because I care about Big 20. That's all it is, you know? Like, Lack Attack and I had a conversation after 18's list. You know, that was... The important part of that was that he wasn't trying to change my mind or anything. It's just... I had ideas for how to make the Big 20 better. Or I had ideas to be like, hey, this isn't necessary. And I feel like less people like this than you think. Was essentially my feedback. But that conversation turned into a, hey, like, we do hear your opinion, you know? And that actually means that, like, if 19's list had sucked, fine. At least my opinion was being heard. Because that's what kind of hurt for a while, was I felt like my feedback wasn't being considered, but my feedback is being considered. But at the same time, you can't please everybody. So, sometimes you need to be reminded of that. You would have joined, this isn't worth for morals. Shit. Sorry for all the swearing tonight, but... whatever. Was I a pixel to the right on that one? Yeah. I think the other thing for me, though, was that I did 8 Big 20s in a row. And to see it go through so many changes that I didn't think were necessary, it did kind of hurt me a little bit. It's like when you watch your favorite TV show or movie series or whatever. And it's just like, man, I wish this didn't change about it. Good. Surprised that was a miss. To be fair, if I didn't care, I wouldn't have these opinions. I'm surprised that was a miss. If I didn't care, I would go do my own thing, which I was gonna do. If this list was bad, I was just gonna go do my own thing. Hi, Raven. Yeah, yeah. It's just one of those things where it's like, this didn't need to happen, so why did it change, you know? Okay, I didn't run back enough. I have visual cues for all of these, but... There we go. There we go. Shit. And you know what? If Big 20 number 21 is just all the popular games again, that's fine. Wrong visual cue there. That was the wrong spot. If Big 2021 has all the same popular games again, like usual, I'm probably not going to join, but at the same time, it's like, okay, like at least it makes sense to reuse them. I don't know. There's things I would do differently, but that's just how it is, you know? Everybody would do things differently. I was a pixel off, dude, and I was trying to fix it. I will do actual gameplay of this game in a little bit. I just want to screw around with this for a little bit. I keep doing this. Yeah. That's what's hilarious, is that here I am coming back to a Big 20, and it's a People's Choice one. I did not think this list would be fire. I thought that even with the multipliers for new games, I thought the old games would still get put in. I thought there would be enough votes for people to just put in the same stuff again. Yes, this list is fire. I'll die on that hill. If it wasn't, why would I be playing it? Why would I be playing this list if it sucked? I don't torture myself. Oh, is it a People's Choice? Yes. Yes. Because you got to choose what games you wanted, even though you didn't get to choose all of them. And this wouldn't have been an issue in the first place if people would actually vote for new stuff every time. I know I have an aggressive opinion, but people need to play. Lowest number of votes, 11, 20 of the, I don't know. Yeah. That's fair, yeah. Reappearances happen for the Sega 8, Wall of Illusion, Streets of Rage 2, Bloodlines, and Mega Man. I don't know. Maybe it's just me like... Removing 9 out of 10 games voted in isn't... Oh, if you're talking about what happened with, the vote rigging... No, that's... That wasn't people genuinely wanting games in the list. That was, hey, let's see how many of these games we can get in by rigging it. That's not the same thing. It'd be one thing if people genuinely wanted those games in the list. I keep missing that one in particular. I have save states for each skip, but... You know, with all of the flack I've given Big 20 in the past couple of years, not even I would try to, like, do something like that. Not even I would try to do something like that. That was the last skip, too, and I missed it. Damn it. But yeah, I kind of understand that logic, Apollo, where it's like, when people run out of stuff that they definitely want, they're just like, alright, I guess I'll just vote Mario again. But, I don't know. I think... This wouldn't be a big deal if the new lists... I mean, this is just personal preference, but this wouldn't have been a big problem for me if I liked 16 and 18's lists. Then it wouldn't have been a big deal. But that's the thing, I just didn't. And that, again, I know that's a personal thing, but it's my opinion. Oh shit, hang on, that's in the wrong queue again. Okay, I keep missing this one. But also, if all of those purposefully bad games got voted in, none of the people who actually voted those in would have played. Like, let's not pretend it's anything different. There we go. It was this year. I talked about it in my personal Discord, because I heard the news, and I was like, hey guys. To be fair, I would have done the same thing. If you guys are wondering what my take on that is, I would have done the same thing. I would have dropped those votes. Because I would have seen, oh yeah, that's what's happening. Yeah, no. If that sounds harsh, well... I have an opinion. I'm not saying those games can never be in. What I'm saying is, your intention matters. If your intention is to just fuck with people, then I'm not okay with that. But if your intention is, hey, we really want this game in, it's been long enough, I want to see this, then sure. I don't care if a ton of people decide to vote for it, to campaign for it. Why do you think Wizardry got in? Wizardry is far from my favorite game in this list, but I'm glad it's at least in. Because the intention, I like. The intention is, this game has never been in. It would be cool to see it in. Let's give it a shot. Besides, if you really wanted to put in bad games into the list, why didn't they do Codename Viper and Rocky and Bullwinkle, etc.? What, because of the multiplier? Or Kicks, oh god. Kicks. That would have been the intention, if that's what they said the intention was. Because last I heard, that's not the story. That was a death? In any case, it doesn't... To me, it makes no difference. I still would have done the same thing. If I saw like 30 people all doing the same exact thing in that manner, I'd be like, come on. So, yeah. Oh, shit, you know, I'm gonna start over. But yeah, I don't want to hear people saying, oh, this wasn't actually people's choice. Yeah, it was. How about use your votes? And besides, if people do want to, I think some people still to this day are just like, man, how come we didn't get Zelda and Mario again? Nobody's stopping you from going to play it. Or wait until 21's list. Now you know, see, now people know what it's like when they don't get to play all of the stuff that they just want to play. I had to deal with this for over a year. Bandai Golf will be in a big 20 before you kick the bucket. So what would you call it then, Vesper? I'm curious. Also, I don't even know how we got... I think JKL got me on this topic. I'm gonna start over. Because it's not really a traditional list. Oh, you were saying that ironically. Okay, my bad. My bad. Sorry, Vesper, you gotta understand, there's some people who genuinely would believe that. But also, like, I'm just reading stuff, so... Yeah. My bad. I don't know. It's... Yeah. No, you're good, man. Hey, Vesper, if it wasn't for you, I would not have picked Rainbow Islands. I needed a grab bag game, and I put Rainbow Islands, so... Did I not hit A? Is it A or start? Hang on, I gotta make sure I'm reading this right. Dude, I did it again. I keep holding up at the same time. I just need to wait a second. There we go, finally. So, let me make sure, because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I have been wrong before. Trust me, I've been wrong. Because when I saw the... I would have to reread exactly what Dave posted in Discord, because he went in Discord and clarified something. Now, I didn't bring this up. But he did say that there's two things. Like, first off, all this drama died when it started, so it doesn't really matter. At least the way I see it. Because, like, I don't know. There's only a few people I've noticed. I saw this in the Sega, I think it was at the Twitch stream, during the Sega 8 reveal, where somebody was like just basically shitting on Big 20. And I didn't say anything, but they said something regarding like the whole situation that happened. But first off, I think maybe there should have been more clarity on like why are a bunch of these people voting these games in. But also, I'm not staff, so I didn't go into Dave's Discord being like, hey, you know, what's going on, etc. But I don't think Dave said it, but I think somebody else said it, and it was a take I agreed with. Where somebody was like, why not have them, like, re-vote or something? And I'm like, I guess? I don't know if that completely gets rid of the issue, but it's like, I guess. I need to jump across first and then get that one. It doesn't matter that much, but it's a little bit faster to jump across first. I don't know. I don't want to... Again, to be fair, this is kind of an issue where it's just like... Nobody is really, like, perfectly correct in something. There we go. I think that everybody can kind of learn a lesson from it. But at the same time, again, it's like... okay, let's put it this way. Let's say it happened... Oh, shit, come on. Let's say this happened in 21's voting. I wouldn't change it. Because this has already happened. So if it were to happen again, well, we've experienced it. I wouldn't do it again. I'd just be like, alright, this is what got voted in. Oh, come on. I guess where I'm getting confused is I just don't know what the intent was. Because this doesn't seem to... It just didn't seem to be the best way to go about it, I guess. I mean, obviously it's a voting thing, so obviously that was the way they did it. Because that's literally how it's supposed to be it. If a person... What if a person... Hang on a minute. It's hard to talk about this while I'm also trying to be good at the game. What if a person only brigaded 5 games considered bad? Or 4 games, where do you draw the line? I mean, it's an interesting question. Like, I'm even thinking about it. Like, I don't know where I would draw the line. Again, I think the only thing is just your intention matters. I need to know what your intention was doing all this. Wizardry is horrible. Wizardry would have been horrible if there was no hack to, give you infinite XP and gold. Yeah, one game is obviously fine. Like, I don't draw the line there. But, again, like... Wizardry gave you nightmares testing. I can imagine. You can make a good goal out of 99 games. The thing is, JKL, I'm okay with it in this instance because I literally don't know what else you're supposed to do with Wizardry. But if they do Mario 3 again, and they do something like that, where it's like, oh, infinite power star or whatever, what's the point, you know? So, yeah. That's just kind of the thing. It's like, you rarely should do what we're doing with Wizardry. Like, I'm okay with what we're doing with Wizardry, because I'm like, what else do you do that can work? Otherwise, the goal is going to be 30 seconds to defeat an enemy. Like, you know. I wouldn't know what to do. I'll admit, I wouldn't know what to do with Wizardry. I'm gonna see what the damage is after this split. Yeah. As weird as it... I don't know if reasonable is the word I would use, but I get your point. I guess maybe this is a cop-out answer, but it was so obvious what was going on. When I saw the votes that were in and why they were removed and all that, I was like, okay, that's too obvious. You know? If it had been 2 games, so what? Especially if it's like, oh, I want these 2 games in because I genuinely want to see if they can come up with a goal for it. That'd be fine. It's just... Look, I'm not in Dave's community. Like, I follow him on Twitch, I think, but it's like, I'm not in his community. So I don't know all that stuff that goes on. Just like a lot of people don't know what goes on in my little friend group or whatever. So, I had no idea that that whole thing was even going on. Now, if their intention genuinely was, I just want to see if they can come up with a goal that's reasonable, then, in that case, it's like... I mean, again, like, there's no right way to do it, because on one hand, all the games that they chose in are stuff that their intention was, let's just see if they can find a goal that would work. Which, I think one of the games was Home Alone 2, and I'm like, yeah, that's... that game you can actually do. I'm not gonna argue on that one. But it's like King's Quest V, I think, was one of them. You probably could find a goal for it, but when Wizardry is also getting in, and when other stuff is getting in, it's like that can kind of be a little insane, I guess. I don't know. It's, again, my point is I really think it's just your intention that matters. Now, as far as I know, the intention was to purposely try to get bad games in. But if that's wrong, then point me in the right direction. But at the same time, this is gonna sound weird, but it's like, I still feel the way I feel. Like, I still feel that there was no best way to get through all this, but at the same time, I don't think this will happen again. So, if it does happen again, then there shouldn't be any change, because this has never happened before. I don't know if I'm making sense, but... I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to start rigging a vote. Or, like, maybe rigging is too negative of a word. Manipulating? I wouldn't even know how to start. I joked about rigging 17's list. I joked about it, but, if I had actually done it, and they saw all the bad games in, if they had dropped them all, okay, I would have understood. Put the idea in their head, exactly, yeah. So, I also heard that a lot of the people who participated in that rigging Now, I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know. But I also heard a lot of people who were involved in that whole thing had never done a Big 20 before and hadn't done any other Best of Nets events before. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I'd have to... If there were names attached to the votes, I could have done it myself and figured it out. But they removed the names, which I guess is okay. But... Okay, so I get your point. I get what you're saying. At least I get it now. I get what you're saying now. Again, this sounds like a cop-out, but I would have to reread what Dave said. But again, and I guess the other thing too is I would have to go into Dave's Discord and read what was said, because I'm not in there, so I don't know any of that conversation. And I know we don't want to make Dave seem like the villain. Maybe I made it seem like that. But, you know, again, like, when Dave went into the Best of Nest Discord and explained himself, first off, that's better than doing nothing. At the same time, like, I think, hey, like, maybe not do that again. Or if there's something you want to discuss, like, you know, have a conversation with staff about it, etc. Like, you know, I know he knows better than that, and he knows better than that. So it's all good. I don't have an issue. My issue's not with him, I guess. It's just, again, I'm wondering what is the intention, I guess. And that goes for everything. If you genuinely... Discord chat always goes swimmingly. That's the message of this entire discussion that we're having. This entire discussion comes down to Discord chat always goes swimmingly. Those are the best. Okay, I tell you what. Let me use a personal experience to help you guys understand where my head is at. Because in case you're sitting there going, what is he talking about? Let me give you an example of something. Apollo probably knows this. If he doesn't, fair enough. But after Big 20 number 18, Lack Attack got in touch with me because he read my feedback that I put in the survey or whatever. And we had a good conversation about things. He didn't change my mind on some things, but he at least clarified, this is why we do what we do. Or this is why we made this decision, etc. But he also gave me the space to be like, if there's something that you think we did wrong or whatever, like, we're open ears. I've interacted with people in the speedrunning community before who would never even take a second to do something like that. I'm not in this Big 20 just because of that conversation. I'm in this because this is a good list. You know? So, I guess my point is, if there is a problem in any kind, even if Dave, after the whole vote thing came out where it's like, yeah, we dropped all your votes, like, having a one-on-one chat, I guess, or just being like, you know, hey, like, if you just need to air something out or whatever, or if we did something wrong, let us know, etc. I think that's the way to go. Nice best segment, by the way. I guess for me, I don't want to just sit here and say, like, I don't want to take a side, I guess. I know that sounds corny, but when I had an issue, I tried to just, you know, be cordial, etc. I didn't want to start drama. I didn't want to do anything that would lead to drama. Of course, it could have led to drama. They could have put me on blast and been like, this guy's a fucking idiot, etc. But instead it was like, you know, clearly, like, there's some sort of disagreement you have, etc. So we're willing to chat with you about it. Now, again, I don't know what happened in Dave's Discord. So if staff went in there and said, hey, we're doing this, etc., but we want to tell you this, we're not just going to do it and keep you out of the dark, like, let's talk about it, you know, etc. I think that's a big deal to me. Because, again, like, I've unfortunately dealt with people in the past who, like, just didn't give a shit, essentially. I've had choice words about Big 20, but... And of course, it was never personal. It was never personal. It's just, I have my opinions, and I want the event to be good. And I guess my point in that is that feel free to chat with staff, and they are going to listen to you. You may not agree on everything, but they'll hear you out, essentially, is my point. I agree. I'm not going to sit here and say this was the perfect way to do it. Again, I have a hot take where I said I would drop the votes too. But again, for Big 2021, if it happens again, it happens again, and that's it. You've got to do the games then. And I'll admit, I think it would be cool to see if we could do something for King's Quest V. For Big 20 number 20, hey, maybe King's Quest V will be in, you know? Like, this whole situation, I agree, was handled bad. And again, maybe I've put my foot in my mouth a couple of times. But at the same time, again, like, if this stemmed from an issue with the voting process or how the list was decided, etc., there's a better way to go about it. But if the intention genuinely was, hey, I want to see if they can come up with goals for these games that people can't think of goals for, I wish I would have known that. I wish that it would have been more public to be like, hey, we want to see if we can get these games in and see what they can do and see if they would be able to do it. So, yeah. I think we're hitting the dream world. I have been super distracted on this run. I might reset to Should I reset? I'm thinking about it. If you don't want rigged voting, have less votes than voted games. Hang on. I'm gonna reset, but let me reread this because I want to make sure I understand you. If you don't want rigged voting, okay, let's use that premise. I don't want rigged voting. Let's use that premise. Have less votes than voted games that get in, to be honest. Sorry, I'm slightly stupid, so I'm trying to make sure I understand what you're saying. Have less votes than voted games that get in. Can you elaborate on that? I'm sorry, I'm not. Okay, yeah. If 10 games is gonna make, okay, let's use that premise. Let's use the premise, I don't want the votes being rigged, but I want 10 games to be in that are voted. Each person has 3 votes. Okay. You can't rig all. Ah, I see your point. Okay. I've made the connection. I missed a bone somewhere. You know what, JKL? I do agree. I agree. I think that's a good way to circumvent that. And I think staff might do that next time. Oh, did I forget to jump back and get that bone there? Or did I miss that one? Damn it. No, yeah. You even said that while you were staff. Well, here's the thing, too. You gotta understand. Now that this has all happened, maybe you knew what Dave was gonna do. You know, here's the thing. Even if you feel vindicated by it, just keep in mind, now that we know what can happen, it's much less likely to happen again. So yeah. But yeah, I think we can all agree that the situation was not handled the best. And there's a whole bunch of miscommunication going on, apparently. Because I only know what I'm being told. I'm not, you know... I'm probably the last person who wants to get involved with drama, etc. But if there was a less negative intention for what happened, I wish I would have known that. Because maybe I didn't know that. Or maybe it should be... I mean, you don't have to announce to the world or anything, but make it clear that it's like, this is why we want to do this, etc. Wait, I have a question. I don't know the answer to this, because I forgot. Hold on, I have a question. I don't mean to cut you off, JK. I'll read that, but I have a question. When we did the voting for this Big 20, were we allowed to add comments? Were we allowed to add comments? Being like, you know, if this game gets in, do this, etc. Yeah. And here's the thing, I don't have anything personal against Dave. I don't want it to seem like that. I just think that what happened shouldn't have happened, but if it does stem from a, you know, if the intention was if it was a bad intention or whatever, my advice would be, hey, if there's an issue that you have with staff, talk to staff about it, because I have firsthand experience. I got to talk to staff about my concerns, and not all of them were dealt with. It's not always going to be that way, but at least my voice was heard, it felt like. Oh, it's only if you've done it before. Okay. I forgot. I genuinely didn't know if you could have comments. So now here's my next question. It's not, okay, this isn't really a question. It's just something I want you guys to think about. Do you think that for the next voting, should you be allowed to have comments explaining why you're voting for a game? I am super distracted, by the way. It's okay. This conversation, I think, is good. It's just, I'm super distracted on what we're doing here. Like, feel free to keep chatting. I'm okay. It's not y'all's fault. It's just I am very distracted. You think it's always good to have? I think so too. Cause here's the thing. If let's say Dave's community did want to do that, but they all were like, "Hey, I wonder if King's Quest V would even be doable." And I'm using that as an example because it's a game I've never played. I think it would be cool to be like, I want to see this game in to see if a goal could be done at all. And then everybody could say that instead of just saying, you know, because like, actually, I could see the opposite problem happening, because then I would jokingly vote for Metroid and then my comment would say, fuck Metroid. So there's that. But yeah, and people could suggest goals too. Yeah. I think that's a good idea. If they do a survey for this Big 20, I'm gonna suggest that. I'm gonna say, if you do the voting again, have a comments section and allow them to leave comments, etc. Yeah, I will read that comment, but it is a bit lengthy. I promise you I will read it though. That worked out okay. I think I was either early, I think I was late on that, because I think if I was early, I still would have probably made it. If I die, I might have a chance to read your message there. Yeah, sorry. Do you guys want to hear how I would have done the voting? probably pretty harsh, but hang on a minute. Oh, I see your point, Patak. That's fair. I think staff would, they should still test goals like that just to make sure, but yeah. Yeah, if staff already knows a game, they don't have to really research it. They already kind of know what would be an okay goal. Or they'd have to consult, because I think Dragon Warrior 4, they had to consult with somebody who ran the game to figure out a goal for that one. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what they had to do for that game. Consulting has happened. That's, yeah. Which, of course, consulting has happened, because wizardry. What are you supposed to do about that, you know? Because, like, I'm not gonna say, oh, Batman Returns should be in, and the goal should be to beat the game, etc. But at the same time, like, you know, if it does get in, obviously I would be joking, half kidding, where I'm like, oh, beat the game, because that game is impossible, you know? Oh, I forgot you're not supposed to jump there. You can, it's just, it's slow and it wastes time, but, like, you're allowed to do that. It's not like your game's gonna crash or anything. I actually, I just have all sorts of hot takes tonight, I guess. I don't mind the Rainbow Islands goal that much. I think 3 Worlds could have been interesting, but at the same time, like, there's also games like Battle of Olympus and stuff like that in this list, where there's a lot of really hard games, and there have to be games that are a little bit shorter. There have to be. Like, not every game can be 10 minutes or whatever. So, yeah, I do like Rainbow Islands, so I have fun playing that one. I need these veneers to double teeth mash. Yeah, and I'm biased. Dude, I've been trying to talk people about Batman Returns for a year and a half. It still has not made it. So I have some bias too. I've got games that I would like to see that need to be in my opinion, but you know. Yeah, Batman Returns is the beat 'em up. It is, I will die on this hill. It is the best game that has never been in a Big 20. You tell me, what's the best game that's never been in a Big 20? Batman Returns. Bubble Bobble Part 2 is also up there for best game that's never been in. I did Bubble Bobble Part 2 for NES Odyssey. But also I ran the game just to run the game. Because, yeah. Did I get a run to Freddy's house or no? I think I quit right before Freddy's house. Or maybe I was in Freddy. Oh yeah, no, I was in Freddy's house and then I quit because I hit the dream world. That's fine. It's very easy to hit the dream world in Freddy's house. Actually, you want to talk about bias? Dude, Oh wait, I never even told you guys how I would have done the voting, or like voting in general. This is what I would have done for 17. I would have said, feel free to roast me on this, by the way, because I will admit, this is a hot take I have. I would have said, If a game has been in a okay, sorry, let me back up. If this game has been in a Big 20 more than twice or more, you can't vote for it. Anything else goes. That's how I would have done it. That's what I would have done if I was in charge of 17. I would have said, if it's been in twice or more, you can't vote for it. Anything else, if it's been in once, fine. If it's never been in, fine. Vote for whatever you want in that instance. And then, of course, there's the argument, is it really people's choice? Again, like, if you can have a say in it, I would say it is, but I know I kind of skimmed past that argument earlier, but it's like, I think this is a people's choice. It's just, again, like, I understand if somebody wants to put an asterisk next to it. It's like saying, actually, I gotta think about that, because I don't think I don't think you can equate this. Yeah. Make runners' votes worth 2 points, viewers' votes worth half. Interesting. You know, I don't know if I would go that far, but yeah. Damn, that was a bad cemetery. Never running again. That's fair. Hey, 19 was kind of the last straw for me, I'll admit. This was kind of gonna be it. I could do my own little event, or my own little marathon by me, but... Oh, you're talking about it. I'm sorry, my bad, I missed the context there. Yeah, well, this is kind of a complaint I had about 17's voting process. Think about this for just a second. Entertain me for just a second. So, the voting in that one was, if you played in any Big 20 before, your vote is worth 2. If you've never played a Big 20 before, your vote is worth 1. On the surface, that's okay. On the surface. But here's the issue. Then people who only played in 13 and 15 are gonna just vote in the same stuff they've already been playing. So that doesn't really work. Yeah. That's my understanding. If you've completed a Big 20 before, you're considered a runner. Yeah. I smell something. I don't know if somebody's cooking or what. Citizens and civilians. I have an idea. Yes! Oh, man. 200 IQ thinking right there. Let's go. I can't hit the dream world now because my coffee meter, or my sleep meter refilled. I don't have to get the coffee. I'm going to, but... Oh, man. Genius move by me. I got the bone, but I missed the platform. I'm probably still gonna lose time on this split. That's fine. Okay, can we just stop being bad? To be fair, I haven't made it to this point tonight, so. Oh my god. I'm gonna frickin' cry, dude. Okay, you know what? It does fit, yeah. But unfortunately, I'm gonna start over. Let's see. Give the main runners a few spots to vote, and then a couple spots for casual. So, in that case, it would be a people's choice, but it would be sort of like a mix of runner's choice and viewer's choice. I like the idea, I just don't know what it would look like. I do like the idea. Definitely, Apollo, yeah. Dude, this entire conversation, you bring it up in 100 different channels, like you said. You will not have the same conversation. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of joked about this before, where it's like, I have too many opinions about this. But at the same time, like, maybe I just have... This sounds cheesy, but I have, like, an emotional attachment to Big 20. My first Big 20 was number 8. I had started going to therapy. And so, when I was doing school from home, when I was finishing school at home, and then when I was going to therapy to help manage social anxiety and suicidal thoughts, etc., what was I doing? I was playing Big 20. So, yeah. I guess that's why. I think it's just because I had so much fun doing that. I had fun for years doing that. I always looked forward to it. And then when changes happened, I just didn't like it. So yeah, if anybody's wondering why I care so much, maybe that's why. By the way, if you have anxiety or suicidal thoughts or whatever, go to therapy. Could save your life. I was 21 when I did my first Big 20. I'm 28 now. A lot has changed in 7 years. Goals can help when you're in that state, yeah. Exactly, yeah. Like, I roasted Big 20 number 11 for the longest time, but I'm glad I at least still did it. Like, there were games in that list I liked. Damn, that was a best segment by that much? What the hell? Did I hit a strat I've never hit before or something? Like, how did I do so well there? Am I gonna spawn on the bottom there? Okay, I'm gonna keep going since I spawned there and the cycle was okay. Okay. I was too high there. Well, that time gain I just gave it back. This is not a game I'm worried about completing. But this game is very easy to bleed time in. To be fair, I always knew this game was going to be a problem if it ever got into a Big 20. But it got voted in, so... I think even if the rigged stuff stayed, I think this still makes it. I think this still made it in that instance. So that lets you know that people wanted this. And I get it. This game is probably my favorite in the list. But at the same time, like, holy crap. It's close, but you don't remember? I gotcha. I don't remember either. I'd have to go back and look at the document. Sorry, it's been 5 weeks roughly 5 weeks, since I last saw all that go down, so... My memory is also getting worse. Must be a product of getting older, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, that was a bad stage. I'm gonna keep going, but yeah, that was bad. Yeah, true. I don't know. If I didn't share my opinions, who knows? Maybe 19's list would have looked different. Maybe 18's list would have looked different. All it takes is one person having an opinion. Things can change. Oh, come on. Yes. God, ugh. Imagine a world where you're just surrounded by just yes men. Ugh. Gross. Somebody disagrees with me about something, let me hear it. I'm not a debater or anything, but it's like, dude, like, I'll hear you out. I don't know. I don't really do debates. I do discussions. I like having chats. But my goal isn't to be right. My goal is to get my opinion out there. And let other people get their opinion out there. Alright, that's one continue. I will say, if I'm free on Halloween this year, I'm gonna play this game vanilla. To get a time. No one's ever said a negative word about Big 20. That's true. Shit, dude, the costume order is different for some reason. Did I pick up the costumes in a different order? I want to ask this, though. This just goes for everybody. Do you think some people actually have stronger opinions about, like, an event in general, but they don't talk about it? Like, let's say Big 20. Do you think some people have an opinion about Big 20 that they've never put in, like, a feedback survey or anything like that? Part of me wonders. Probably, I agree. I think some people probably just in their comments were like, you know, hey, keep up the good work, etc. But maybe they were like, hey, don't do this game again, or why is this game, or etc. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Keep up the good work, you assholes. Could you imagine if I was in 18's list and I said something like that about Pizza Pop or whatever? It's like, man, these games were great, except Pizza Pop. I've played Pizza Pop. It's a good game. I'm gonna write that this time. To be fair, I would probably call you asshole in a sort of like a loving way. But then people would call me an asshole in a mean way. I love the very pointed criticism sometimes. It's so great to read. Jeez. Yeah. I had to stress this to Lack Attack. I'm telling you this as well, Apollo. My feedback was never personal. But I'm sorry if it felt that way. I loved it. It was so funny. It's my opinion, dude. But no, I agree. Like, to be fair, I'm on the internet. I expect to be laughed at. Oh, come on. I thought I was fine there. I have half of my sleep meter? Does taking damage affect that? I feel like it has to. Yeah, it does. I just got hit and I lost a point of it for no reason. To be fair, I also am aware, like, I don't... Okay, hang on. I do remember who this was. I'm not gonna say their name. I thought my criticism was bad, but then I've read some other stuff that I'm like, not even I would say this. I know who one of the people was who said something along the lines of this, but damn it. I'd probably really need to fuck up to insult some of the staff. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of a side effect of being staff. You gotta have a hard exterior to kind of be like, I can handle it. Really, to have an opinion, you need to just kind of, yeah. But anyways, back to what I was saying. But like, somebody was like, I'm probably putting my foot in my mouth here, but somebody was kind of almost like accusing voters of being like, oh, they're only voting in the popular games so that all the popular streamers get more money. I don't know if that was their argument, but that's how I read it. And I'm like, not even I am on that wavelength. I'm just criticizing lists because of the quality of the lists. I'm not saying anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying, hey, this doesn't work, or hey, I don't know why you did this, etc. all that revenue. I'm gonna grab that coffee. Wait, isn't there another coffee on the way? Oh shit, I forgot that bone. Okay, I'm glad I remembered. But yeah, I couldn't help but laugh at that commentary. I thought my criticism was bad. I thought mine was bad. But then I read that and I'm like, I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Like, if I get negative feedback about anything, even at work, like, if it is negative feedback that's like, you need to do this better, or it's like, here's how you do this, etc. If it's constructive, fair enough. Be negative about it. I don't care. As long as you're telling me what you think I should be doing better, that makes sense, and you're not just shitting on me, I think we're okay. But if you're just shitting on me, it's like, well, now I'm not gonna do what you want me to do. How do you think I'm traveling all the time? I rarely travel. Oh. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm way too distracted to play this game tonight, but that's fine because I wasn't planning to do another full run. Come on, man. Okay, I'm actually mad about that one. I'm probably gonna do another. Let me get this first, and then I'll talk. How about that? Let me get this first, and then I'll talk. Holy shit, I made it. Okay, I'm probably gonna do another full run on Saturday if I had to guess. But throughout this week, I'm going to just practice. There we go. At least I made it back. That's insinuating I stream to show a green screen. Well, what about those those Smug Center updates. Did I miss the 2024 stream? I planned on every day, then it didn't happen. By the way, sort of a serious note about that one thing I was talking about earlier, where somebody basically had a problem with people making money. Like, some people genuinely have just, like, personal attacks, I guess, as criticism. You should never consider that feedback. Just, whoever you are, never consider that feedback, because that doesn't matter. That was my point with all of that, is that this person's just being super negative and being accusatory almost. It's just like, come on, dude. Like, if you have a problem with the list, talk about the list. That was the question. The question was, do you have any comments about this list? Oh no. Rayo, thanks for the 3 bits. Much appreciated. Oh no. I'm evil? Yeah, I'm evil. Yeah. Because we talk about money here. I just wanna defend myself and say, Rayo, you did not have to do that, but I appreciate you doing that. Thank you very much. Every little bit helps, Kappa. I can't wait to get one of those stream reports that's like, great stream, you made 3 more cents than last stream. Oh, man. Yeah, like, attack the issue, you know? Like, I gave a lot of hot takes tonight. Don't spend it all in one place. I gave a lot of hot takes tonight, but you guys attacked, if you had a disagreement, you attacked my argument. You didn't attack me. So, we got no issue. Those stream reports are so condescending. My favorite stream report, I wish I had saved this. I have to go back up to get this bone. I missed it. What? What? Did I bonk the side of this? Excuse me, sorry. I'd never seen that in my life. Yeah, no one shows up. Keep grinding. My favorite one was, so, the biggest raid I've ever had, I think, was Endy Sui back in 2020 during Big 20 prep. He had like 300 viewers and he raided me. So I had a stream report where it's like, great stream, and it shows like, you know, a shitload of people being in my stream or whatever. I'm swearing a lot tonight. I apologize. I don't normally swear this much, I promise. But then the next stream report, I had like 5 viewers, and it said, you know, great stream, like keep grinding, etc. And it showed like the percentage drop. It dropped by like, I'm not good at math, but it dropped by like, you know, a few 100%, maybe a few 1000%. I'm just like, oh my god. Okay, hang on a minute. I'm gonna see if I can actually focus here. 1. That's gonna miss, yeah. GDQ raid train 1400. Wow. 1400 people in your stream. Hell yeah. I think my second biggest raid was during NES Odyssey, the Best of NES stream, hosted by the legendary Apollo. Raided me. Hang on a minute. But I think it was like 10 less viewers than the ND raid. Okay, well, we're not gonna best segment. That's what I was going for. My best segment misses 1 skip. My best segment on this misses 1 skip. To be fair, I was playing Gilligan's Island when you raided. So, what? I missed, I'm on the wrong visual cue. That's the correct cue for the previous skip. Why am I bad? Okay, make sure you end on the right side, otherwise you're gonna spawn another ghost. Okay, I hit 2 skips, yay. Yeah. 2 weeks later, you've gotta, yeah. I used to stream twice a day, and then I started working, because I had finished school. Alright. That's not a good time, but... Actually, does that beat my practice run? It doesn't. Damn. We need to practice this game some more. smartalec24. Gilligan's Island was just on GDQ last week. I missed it. A tier. There you go. To be fair, I'm really distracted. Chat is being very interesting tonight, which is good. I like having an active chat. I like this conversation. It's just, I also suck. To be fair, on race day, I don't have chat open, and I have mic off, so I am locked in on race day. So y'all don't have to worry about a thing, okay? Bard Alec, Card Alec, Dart Alec, Eart Alec? Fart Alec. There's that one. Mart Alec? That's like Walmart if it was me, if I made the store. Part Alec. I'm only part Alec. Wart Alec. That's me if I'm covered in warts. Ugh. Yeah, that's all I can think of. I'm trying to decide what I want to play next. Actually, I have an idea. I'm gonna play Godzilla. My Godzilla wasn't horrible in my full practice run, but it wasn't great either, so let's try that again. Oh, shit. Okay, I forgot I go first. Well. I think of every game that was a voted game, like not a staff game, this one surprises me the most, I guess? I don't know. It's either this or, I'd have to look at what was actually voted. Hang on. I have time, because I'm just sitting here dying. Yeah, I guess it's this. I guess this is the one game where I'm actually a little surprised this got voted. I'm glad it did. This game is okay, but this game is fine. I'm not crazy about this game, but to be fair, I was talking to one of my mods one stream, but this actually does kind of work because there was that Godzilla movie. I think it came out at the end of last year. I'm not too familiar with Godzilla in general, but I'm like, that's kind of timely, you know? Kind of capitalize on that a little bit. Kind of like Nintendo World Championships, capitalizing on the Switch game that came out. By the way, I have almost all of the icons unlocked in that game. I need to play more of it I should just play more of it to get all the icons, but I'm also practicing for the Big 20. Also, speaking of work, I know I'm changing the topic now. Changing the topic, but I have been offered more hours at work, so it's good for me because I need the hours at work, but it's bad for you guys because then I can't stream as long and we can't sit here and shit talk Big 20, Kappa. Could you imagine if, oh my god! Okay, never mind. I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say. What the hell? Why does this happen? I can't do anything, I'm stuck! Back off. Yeah, I don't know why this happens, it just happens. But whatever. What was I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about. I guess sort of continuing a previous conversation, but like... Or no, I remember what I was going to talk about. I was, like, on a serious note, I was low-key afraid that I was just going to become the guy who, hey, if we want to shit-talk Big 20, let's go to Alex stream. I was afraid of that. But... Well, first off, I have positive things to say, too. I'm not just completely mad all the time, Kappa. But it made me remember, so like there's a band that I listen to, and they do, so they don't tour or anything. They only do, like studio sessions, like music. And this guy, this has been a band for like 14 years, roughly. There's this guy, every time a new album comes out, he complains about the album. Like calling it terrible, etc. And he does this every album. I'm like, okay, this guy has spent 14 years complaining instead of just going out and finding a new band that he can listen to that he likes. I don't know how you can complain that long. I don't think I have enough stamina in me to complain that long about something. Well, this Godzilla's already better than the last one during the full game run. Can you jump when you are walking into a screen? I've never even tested that, because if so, I'm wondering if that's the only way I'm going to be able to dodge that. Otherwise, I guess I just have to take my hit. Come on. Everybody get off of my ass. Thank you. Sub 6 at least. 553. Okay. I had a 605 in my full practice run. Oh, okay. I had Discord notifications, it's just people going live. I was like, why, did I get canceled? Thanks for the GG Patak. In context, yeah, I always joke that it's like, oh no, I'm getting canceled. Because, believe it or not, somebody who I don't talk to anymore, I banned them or whatever, somebody did try to cancel me on Twitter and it did not work. So, I have to make that joke. It's like a knee-jerk reaction. I'm like, I gotta make a joke because it's funny. We're having fun. Man, when I started stream, it was a pretty quiet night, but then we chatted for like 2 hours. Come on, really? One more bullet is all I needed to die there. A second sooner. I might be wrong, but isn't the full game of this like an hour long? I might be wrong. But that's what I thought I saw when I was looking at the other games. Because some of these games I definitely want to revisit in the future. Lolo 2, I want to do. I think Battle of Olympus, I think it would be... I would go for a time in regular any percent just to get a time. I think Rainbow Islands might be fun to do full game. I'd have to research that one though. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, that's not the right call there because I get some health there, but now I don't. Oh, it does refill. Never mind. I was about to say something, but I'm wrong. So never mind. Let's just not even bother. That was good. That was good. Alright, come on. Gazora, please. Let's have just a nice, clean fight, okay? You're not gonna trap me. Let's just have a nice... Let's just be really nice and fight each other like men, okay? Oh, I did hit him, okay. I thought I missed. But no, we got him. Nice. What? He didn't explode. What happened? He didn't explode. Is that a thing? Normally they explode and you have to sit there for a second. I skipped it somehow. If you kill him on the far right, does it just not happen? I'm gonna have to look at that. I did that on total accident. Okay. Kill in midair skips the animation. And I killed him in midair. Huh. Thank you, Firebroth. I did not know that. Okay. Shit. Okay, there we go. I don't know if we're on PB pace. My PB is 520. I don't know if I can beat that on this. We'll see. Okay, I'm getting bullied here. Never mind. Nice. Okay. I think I'll get close to PB. I'm not gonna beat it though. Okay, I'm guessing you just have to take your hit there if they shoot you immediately. That's fine. It's not that big of a deal. It's just slightly annoying. I guess don't go onto the screen with just one health, because then that's bad. 535 is still fine. I'm okay with it. Okay. 535. Thank you. I feel like being in midair helps with knockback in the stages. I think it does. I don't think you get knocked back as much. But yeah. The best thing you can do about knockback, if you punch as a bullet is about to hit you, it just won't do anything. Oh, JKL, if you're still here, I just saw your tweet of all the big 20s that you ranked. Let's see how much I agree or disagree. 6 being S+, I get. 8, 7, and 9 in S tier. 8, I agree. 7? 7? I have to look at 7's list, because there's a couple games that suck in that, but at the same time, there's also a couple games that I think are good. So I'd have to look at that. Oh, this website. This website's good, but it's too slow. Maybe it's just my computer being... Okay, there we go. Now it's working. Okay. Oh, God. Cybernoid was in 7. If you're Infinite Mystery, Qbert was in 7. Astyanax. Ugh. That is a game. Goonies 2 is okay. Yeah, 7 has a couple of really bad games. Mock Rider is really bad, but I think 7 is like mid-tier, I would say. I wouldn't put it that high. Okay. A tier has 3, 2, 14, and 13. I think 14 should probably go to B. 14 was okay. 13 being A is fair. 3. 2, I don't agree. I think 2 is not a good list. I'm gonna be honest. In my opinion, I don't think 2 is a good list. 3? Oh, it's this one, yeah. Take out like 3 of the games in 3 and this list slaps. I think Spelunker is bad. Rocky and Bullwinkle is barely a game. It's more like a torture device. Metroid was a repeat. But the rest of this list I think actually is pretty alright. I think it's pretty fire. So I agree to an extent that it should be that high. Maybe a little lower. 12 in B tier? I think 12 should be... I'm biased. I think 12 is one of the best lists ever. It's probably in my top 3 big 20 lists. 4 on the same tier. 17 and 16 in B tier? I disagree, but... I at least get the lot. 16, I get the logic. 17, I'm not sure. 4? What was 4's list? If I remember correctly, 4 only had like 2 games that were bad. Tom Sawyer. Actually, 4's list is pretty alright. Yeah, okay. 4, I would actually put 4 a little higher. C tier, 11, 10, 15, and 19. I think 19 should be higher for sure. 11 I think should be lower a little. 10 in C tier? I'd probably put it in B. I don't think it's nearly that low, but I get it. 15 in C tier. Makes sense. Makes sense. Regarding 13, 15, 17, I think 15 was the best of those 3. 13 had a couple of issues, but 17, yeah. You guys will activate my rant if I start talking about big 20 number 17, so let's not talk about that. D tier 18, I have to agree. F tier is number 1, but I think he mentioned it's just because, yeah, I get it. Awfulest is number 5. The absolute worst one was 5. Let's look at 5's list and what... 5's list, Popeye, RC Promo, Mylon, Secret Castle, Badminton is bad. Super Pitfall. Super Pitfall is a fine game to grind, horrible race game. Fine to grind, though. I will say that. Ice Climber,
But it has Kirby's Adventure. Alfred Chicken, that game slaps. Battletoads? Oh, but it also has Ghosts and Goblins and Metroid again. Okay, I can see the logic on 5 being bad. Yeah. Okay. Alright, that's my review on JKL's tier list, is that I'd say half of it is pretty accurate, half of it, could swing either way. The only one I majorly disagree on in JKL's list is probably 12. Maybe 19. But 12 I would put way higher. 12 slaps. So yeah, JKL, if you're still here, I just reviewed your tier list, and yeah. Oh, I'm getting text messages now. Am I being canceled? No, okay. What is this? No, it's just my sister talking to me. I'm trying to decide if I'm done for tonight or if I will, call it for now. I know for a fact I can't stream Friday. I'm busy Friday. But I might... The rest of the week I pretty much have each night open, I guess. So I guess I'll just stream when I feel like it. Maybe I'll stop for tonight, and then tomorrow I'll come back. We need to play Nightmare on Elm Street again tomorrow, and then I want to work on... The only other game I didn't get to was Lost Levels, so those will be the 2 main games for next stream. And maybe Battle of Olympus, because that game I always need to practice. Okay, that's gonna be it. So, thanks for hanging out with me tonight, y'all. I appreciate it. I will be back sometime this week. But, yeah. Thanks for chilling. Thanks for the conversations. That was, fun to do, and I'm glad we all kind of got to air out our opinions on stuff. So, yeah, I don't have much else to say. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. I appreciate it. And have a good night. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.